Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do another unboxing, and this one is going to be the Walleye Pro Fishing Kit. So then I was walking through my local Scheels, and I saw a couple of these boxes, and I thought, wow, okay, they had an end panel and shelving full of different boxes. So I picked up a couple other ones too, but then I saw this one. I thought, well, shoot, it's been a little while since I've done a walleye box. Other than that one that we just did, I don't know, a little bit ago. I don't know how long ago I did that one. One or two videos ago or something like that. But thought maybe that one was like the box lower to this one. So I figured we'll grab a Pro box, one that's next size higher, and see what this one looks like. I know that other one I wasn't really enthused about because we only got four baits or four lures or four fishing tackle items that and it was supposed to be 5 or 6. This one says 7 or 8. It's supposed to be a $40 value, so we'll see what this one holds. And yeah, well, I don't know. Well, it's the same type of box. I haven't even opened it yet, so I don't even know what's in there. I haven't peeked into it like some of these other boxes I have before. But yeah, so let's before we get into this, so guys, please check out Arrow Outdoors Apparel, their website, right down here. And also I've got a store attached to my YouTube channel, so check that out as well. It's been a really good hat for me. Got hats, hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, and beanies too up here for my folks up here who are in the colder temperatures. Well, I guess Texas got kind of cold for a little while too, didn't it? So I mean, yeah, so I got a bunch of different things on there. I got it not just for I got different colors as well for for the ladies, if they're want pink or something like that. So check that out. Let's get into this box and let's see what that didn't turn out very well. Let's see what we got here. There we go. And another box within a box, which is okay. All right, this is about the normal size box that we usually get. Well, size box, but not the lures. This is Pro. When I get the Elite one, it's more expensive, but you get more baits in the Elite. So that's why I like that one. All right, so, and this is the walleye kit. So just be aware. So this is the walleye kit. And I do a lot of bass stuff, so I'm trying to mix it up a little bit because I used to be a big walleye angler, and I still kind of am. I mean, I don't really focus a lot as much on walleye as I used to, but I fished a lot for walleye before I went full in on the bass deal. So I wanted to get back to my roots a little bit, because I started with walleye and pike and perch, bluegill, and all that stuff too. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get in this box here. After looking at this, I can see a few items already that I like. So we're gonna start with this one here. This is the Vexen Super Cisco, the diesel color. So it's got like a mirrored, a chrome body with a green top there. Green, and it's about this is a 1/3 ounce. Pretty good little bait there. Looks like it's gonna dive about, I don't know, 6-8 feet maybe. And maybe it says it on here, so I'm trying to guess it. Let's see here. Number 7, Goofy Fish. Wow. It's about, just judging by the bill size, about 6-8 feet, something like that. I'm sure I'm pretty close. I might not be on the money on it, but this bait, I'm going to throw it, around weed edges or stuff where kind of over rocks, because I'll find walleyes roaming around rocks. And a lot of times what I'll do as well is mid-lake humps. So there's mid-lake humps that I'll know that fish will sit up on top. But walleyes, I've watched them on Livescope. They actually swim up that hump, eat, and then swim back down. So what I'll do with a bait like this is I will throw it up on the hump and work my way down. And if that doesn't trigger the bite, I will change my boat position so that way I can cast at a different angle and then cast parallel to where or perpendicular to where they're swimming. And I'll try to time it to bring it in front of them so that way they see it come from a different side. and sometimes I'll get bites doing that way. That's what I really like to do with these style baits. And it looks like I haven't used the Vexen Lil Super Cisco before, but it looks pretty good. I would probably upsize the hooks, maybe by one more size. But yeah, it looks like a good little bait. All right, next bait out of the box here, we've got the Acme V-Rod. So this is a ripping style bait here. I'm trying to find the weight of it. What do we got here? 3/8 ounce. It's called, the color is called Pony Boy. So bright colors. I like this for you know, different you know, water clarity, and you know, where it's going to be harder to see. Tannic colored water as well. And this is, you know, you can throw this kind of like you would like a lipless crankbait, and you can vertically jig it. There are multiple holes here where you can adjust where you rig it and how you want to fish it. So this thing is really versatile. These blade baits are have a little bit different sound and action than a lipless crankbait. So they're not to replace a lipless, they're to complement it, because sometimes if they'll bite this bait, or they won't bite this bait, but they'll bite the lipless. It's just a preference thing for them sometimes. But these baits complement each other, and this one, it just gets sometimes it gets bit pretty good, and you know, a little bit better. But what I really like about this one is I can vertically jig it too. You know, so that way you can, you know, jig it up and down and bottom, you know, below the boat if you're in deeper water. But if you're shallower too, cast and wind and just rip it as you're going, and just twist the rod a couple times as you're going, and make it erratic. And this thing, you know, you'll get bit with this thing pretty good. So the brighter colors, like I said, it's gonna be typically for some you know, watercolor that it's harder to see, you know, like I said, tannic or dirtier water. But yeah, that's a good little bait there. And you know, like I guess let's just go to the bait that I was actually kind of just referring to. The lipless crankbait. This is the Clutch from Guggen Squad, and the color, that's, you know, that is a color crankbait that I throw quite a bit for walleye anyways. And I mean, obviously this is a walleye box, so this is a great color, and that I throw for walleye, not just in the lipless. I throw it on like stick baits, and I'll throw it on, like say, like Rapala shad wraps and stuff like that. So this is a really good color that I like to throw for walleye, in a bunch of different water clarities, and even in clear water. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but it's that blue with a little bit of chartreuse on the side, and then that white belly. It's just, it just gets bit pretty good. And you know, with this style of bait, I'm going to throw it in and out of weed cover, not thick weed cover, but I'm going to throw down weed lines, because sometimes those walleyes are pushing that bait up against those weed lines, and then you know, and then of course, you know, I'll rip it out in the middle of the lake. You'll find those reefs and drop-offs where those fish are hanging out on the walleye, and rip it over those rocks. Don't want to get down in those rocks so you won't get it back. But that's pretty good solid bait there for this walleye box. I like that. I like it a lot. And then we're gonna see another bait here that we saw in our other box, but a different color. And it's a bait that a style of bait that I really do like. This is the Northland, the Ripping Minnow by Northland Fish and Tackle. And this color is actually called Walleye. It's the same weight. It's ½ ounce, but and I'm going to do the same thing with it. Not the same thing as the other bait, but the same thing as the other video. I'm going to let this hit the bottom. I'm going to peg the bottom, and I'm going to rip it up. I'm going to peg the bottom and rip it up. That's the way I love to fish these baits. You can, like I said in the other video, you can fish them a bunch of different ways. You can let it float through the water column and just kind of let it hover. Rip it up a little bit, let it hover down, rip it up, let it hover down, and let it be very erratic, and you'll get bit that way too. I mean, that's worked for me anyways. And this bait, it's got a gold color, kind of like a flashy gold jig head, and I can see this, I can see this being used in just about any water clarity, to be honest. But personally, like I can see this being used a lot in like rivers, like say up on a rainy river. This would work really good up there as well. So sometimes that river gets to be really hard to see the water clarity, and sometimes the gold and yellow kind of sticks out a little bit better. But yeah, that's a good bait. I love it. Next bait here is we got this by Smart Baits. Now, the thing with Smart Baits, they don't really tell you the color, but I can tell you this is green pumpkin, green pumpkin red flake, and it's just it's a grub bait. Take one out. It's hard to see in the package, but it's just a grub, and this is kind of like for me, my point of view, like it's like a staple walleye lure. You put it on the jig head and just swim it through the water column. And then this tail has some pretty good action. It's got a split tail here. Spread them apart there. It's got a split tail, and it moves a little bit of water. And yeah, I personally would just put this on a jig head. You can jig it up and down, below the boat. You can swim it. You can throw pretty much just about anywhere. So very versatile. I would throw it on like say one of these neon moon eye jigs and go to town. And it works out great. I've done it quite a bit with these for walleyes, and you'll catch with these. It's such a versatile lure. You'll catch more than just walleyes too. So even if you're seeing fish down there, you're hoping they're walleyes, but you're not sure if they are or not, and maybe they're smallmouth, and this will pick up smallmouth too. So you'll be able to tell what kind of fish are down there. And if they're all smallmouth and you're looking for walleye, well, then now you know you got to move. But that's a good little bait there by Smart Baits, and it's a color. I forgot to mention, it's a color changing bait. So it's going to. I forgot what color the watermelon changes to. I think it changes to like a reddish pink color, depending on the watercolor when it gets cold. So that's kind of cool too. I had some success with those. I don't fish them that often, but they do work. I've used them pretty well. Next bait is okay. So they're Mr. Tackle Box Catch Co boxes. So just understand that in almost every box you might get a Googan bait. So I mean, if you're not a huge fan of them, that's fine. Just understand you might get one or two, and in this one we did get two. Yeah, we got two. So we got the Googan Bait Saucy Swimmer. It's the 3.3, and this is the Sexy Shimmer. So it's a translucent chartreuse color. It's pretty much what it is, and I do use this a lot for smallmouth and walleye. And this thing, when if I see walleye and I'm looking for a swim bait to throw, I'm either going to throw white or I'm going to throw this color right here, because it's a little bit brighter of a color, and it's not too bright. You can still see through it, but it's got that different hone, the different not hone, but different tone of chartreuse that I like to throw. And I'll either throw a white jig head or just like a gray lead color jig head with these, and I'll throw them for walleyes, swim jig, and just throw it out and cast and reel. And these things, the walleye love this style of bait. I throw it for them quite often whenever I'm fishing for them. So I've always got one rigged up of this style. So this is a pretty good bait here for them as well. And you're gonna get bit. If you're not a big Googan fan, that's fine. There's so many styles of baits like this. The 3.3, that swim baits like this, that if you want a different brand, fine. But this style of bait is going to get you bit for some walleye. Let's put on a jig head. You could even, I've thrown on, like I said, I keep going back to these. The neon moon eye jig heads work great with these as well. So, but yeah, okay, that's that one. So that's all the baits in this walleye fishing kit, the Pro Kit. Now, I think, remember from the beginning of the video, it says about 7 or 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got 6 baits. And then we got a decal. So I have narrowed it down now. So this is 2 boxes. they are considering the decal as part of the item. So now take this, just take this as a little bit of a heads up. When you buy these boxes, that decal is part of the amount of lures that you get out of there. So they say 7 or 8. We got 6 lures and a decal, so that's 7 items in the box. They do say 7 items. So take that with a grain of salt. It's gonna be a decal in there, so you can pretty much, if it's a 7 or 8, count on 7, but then count on 6 baits and then a decal. So just to give you guys a little heads up and be aware. I'm not saying this was a bad box. I did like this box. Just the amount of items, it's just not what I thought it would be. But I mean, like this one right here, the Rip and Minnow, the Vexen, and then these swim baits here. I really like these baits, as for for walleye fishing. I mean, that's a lot of what I throw if I'm not trolling for walleye. I do a lot of trolling for walleye. I like bottom bouncers and spinners, but I also really like casting for them too, and I like throwing swim baits for them. So that's pretty much what I would throw for them as well. Oh yeah, and the grubs too. Grubs do really good for walleyes. I've had good luck with them anyways. But okay, so that's it's the Pro Walleye MTB Pro Walleye Fishing Kit. When I get picked up from Scheels, it's I can't remember what I spent on it, but I think it was like $30 or something like that, or I can't remember. But anyways, it was a pretty decent box. It was I call it a good box. Maybe not great, but a good box, and lures that I could see using the next time I go out walleye fishing. So. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you all for watching and sticking around for this one. And I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next video.